Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love.
I think marriage is something like when you get married, you fall in love with each other and you love each other.
I think marriage should be between a man and a woman, but also between a woman and a woman, or a man and a man. I think today in society there's not much emphasis is still placed on it, but I don't think it's as important. There's a lot of couples that have children and are actually not married, or there's couples that have been living together for years and years but are married. So I think we've definitely moved away from marriage being the most important thing in both a man and woman's life.
Marriage is a bond between, or the final bond between two people in love with one another and their commitment going forward for the rest of their lives.
I believe that marriage is a long-term commitment, and that's why it shouldn't be entered into lightly. I think that you need to take time to find the person that you want to be with forever, and part of making that commitment means that you're going to stick with it. You know it's not going to be easy all the time. Sometimes it'll be easier than others, but it's the commitment, and yes, I believe it's a long-term commitment.
I've had two. The answer is yes, it should be a long-term commitment, and if you get married it should be for all time. Is it still relevant? I'm not so sure.
I think it should be. I think if you're going to go into marriage, you have to be completely committed to that person. I think the levels of divorce may be slightly high, and I think people might use that as escape, just an easy escape from marriage, and a lot of people dive into marriage far more quickly than they should because they have that option of opting out. But I do think that marriage should be for life.
I do in the majority of cases, but in some situations I can imagine if someone loses a partner or two people grow apart and they can't live together anymore, then it's obvious reason not to be together again. But I'd like to think that you are with the person that you're with, and that commitment's to grow together over the years.
Going to the chapel and we're
in some ways it does, perhaps. Yeah, I guess in the society that I live in, that I have to work with, yes, I suppose it does. Should it? I don't think it should. I don't believe that it really has any relevance in terms of your standing in society, but the way that our society is, we put an awful lot of stake in being married.
I think marriage will and should continue to be well respected within our society, because I think it shows a nucleus that's very strong, and that marriage and family work hand in hand, and that's the basis of society. So yes, I think being married has a significant position in our society here in Australia.
No.
Why?
Because it doesn't really matter if you're married or not.
I really